Hey everyone, welcome to Lesson 6 of Draw Your Heart Out. I, Jason, will be your host for this episode. Bet you didn't expect to see me again after Lesson 1? Well, now you're stuck with me. Well, putting that to one side, in this episode, I'll be teaching you about how you can represent your feelings of sadness through art. We've all experienced sadness of some sort during our lives. It's a basic emotion that someone experiences when they're overcome with feelings of unhappiness. Sadness is a natural response to anything painful, upsetting, or disappointing. Like all emotions, sadness can vary in how intense it feels depending on the situation. Some sensations one might feel when experiencing sadness include watery eyes, tightness in one's chest, and a stinging feeling in the throat. So you may be asking, I already know what sadness is. I came here to actually understand on how to express these feelings within art. And to that I'd say, yeah, you came here for that reason. I'm gonna get to it, like, right now. So hold your horses, I'm gonna do some explaining. Now, this is where all the fun stuff begins, as you can really play around with certain elements in order to make your piece unique and be more reflective of your true feelings. One way you can represent sadness is through colors. Alright, I'm just gonna pause the video for a bit. I'd like you to note that this is all completely subjective and only based on research. It's still possible to represent sadness through the colors that aren't going to be mentioned. Remember, it's up to your interpretation, not anyone else's. In many art pieces, colors that are darker, cooler, or less vibrant make for strong representations of sadness. Take example this painting of a bus stop. Now, I want you to focus on the colors that are shown. I'll give you a couple seconds to observe. Alright, I think that should be enough time. Notice how the colors of the fence, the houses, and the sky are all washed out and lack in vibrance. These monotone colors do make the picture quite gloomy, don't they? If we were talking about what colors specifically have ties with sadness, colors like black and blue are a good place to start when we talk about this. Blue is one of these colors because the color blue can appear to be cold and unfriendly. The word blue is even used to describe things that are negative. A prime example of this is the phrase feeling blue, which, if you didn't know, is another way of saying feeling sad. Some really good examples that utilize the color blue to represent sadness are the pieces that were made during Picasso's blue period. To provide you with a little context, Picasso's blue period was a time when Pablo Picasso, a famous artist, primarily used very monochromatic shades of blue. It was during this time when Picasso was having a lot of issues with his mental health. Although he himself isn't the subject of any of the pictures he painted, his feelings were certainly reflected onto them. Another color that can be used to represent sadness is black. It's often used to symbolize many things negative. It has been tied to many things evil and bad throughout history, alongside evoking feelings of sadness, fear, anger, and aggression. In the English language, especially, many words and phrases that utilize the word black in it carry some negative connotation. Some examples include the Black Plague, blackmail, blackout, black-hearted, black market, and Black Friday. Okay, maybe not Black Friday, although it does get pretty chaotic in stores during that time of year. Anyways, expressing sadness isn't just limited to colors. Using symbols is also another way that can express our feelings. A very common example of a symbol of sadness is the rain cloud and rain in general. This is due to how many people consider this weather pattern to be quite depressing and exhausting. And I mean, I don't blame them for thinking that. Sadness can be expressed in art in a variety of different ways, from picking different colors with varying tones, to using different symbols to represent a much larger idea. With this, your options for expressing your feelings through visual art are virtually endless. That's all for this episode. Next episode, I'll be talking about how to express anger in art. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Man, that was really corny.